Guys, where's the Pathfinder?
How about my mom's Pathfinder? Does that work?
But I don't need a car. God.
Here it is, Sarah. There's your Pathfinder.
Oh, Pathfinder. Now that's what I'm talking about. This isn't your mother's Pathfinder. Before we get started, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our awesome audiophile content, including unboxing videos, reviews, how-tos, and much more. And hit the cute little bell if you want to be notified every time we post new content. So the Pathfinder is Astell&Kern's latest collaboration on an IEM. You're probably familiar with Astell&Kern. They are a South Korean company that is most well known for their high-end portable digital audio players. They have dabbled in IEMs in the past, most commonly on a collaborative basis. They've done collaborations with JH Audio and Beyerdynamic, and they also previously collaborated with Campfire Audio on the Solaris X. Now they've gone to another collaboration with Campfire for the Pathfinder. The Pathfinder is a really striking design. It's got the black matte aluminum shells, the stainless steel nozzles, and this beautiful brushed stainless steel diamond-esque design that is supposed to look like a mountaintop, like a mountain peak. And that's really an homage to Campfire Audio's more nature-oriented aesthetic, whereas the overall look really echoes Astell&Kern's design aesthetic, which tends to play off of light and shadow. Their designs tend to be very kind of futuristic looking, more industrial, but I think this is just a beautiful overall marriage of like form and function. It's just really, it's got a really nice touch factor. It looks and feels really well made. They do include 3 cables with the Pathfinder. They're silver-plated OFC, which is oxygen-free copper cables. You get a 2.5 millimeter, a 3.5 millimeter, and a 4.4 millimeter connection. And the cable actually has a flat design. It's kind of cool looking, actually, more like a ribbon cable almost. So in addition to the 3 cables, you're gonna get this really nice looking storage case. It says Campfire Audio on one side and Astell&Kern on the other. And when you open it up, you get a nice range of ear tips, so you can play around and find what works for you. And I love the inside of this. It's almost like this gray Sherpa material, so just a nice presentation overall. I want to talk to you about what they did with the drivers here. So this is a hybrid design, incorporating both dynamic and balanced armature drivers. So you get 2 dynamic and 3 balanced armatures. So for the bass and the lower mid-range, they use 2 10 millimeter dynamic drivers. And what they've done is the drivers sit inside of a 3D printed chamber, and they incorporate Campfire Audio's new, what they call radial venting technology, where each driver is vented through a specially designed opening on the face of the driver. And it allows the driver to vent to the entire surface of the driver, which ultimately is supposed to give you a bigger soundstage and more presence, but without increasing bass bloat. And I will talk more about that when I get into sound impressions. But that lack of bass bloat is a notable thing. So for the mid-range, there is a dual chamber balanced armature driver. And what this is that the driver has 2 chambers, each with its own diaphragm and drive rod, and a single coil acts on both of those. And ultimately, again, the goal with this dual chamber driver technology is really a more warm and natural mid-range. For the highs, you've got two balanced armature drivers that incorporate Campfire Audio's TAEC technology. That stands for Tuned Acoustic Expansion Chamber. And what that helps to accomplish is the high frequencies without fatigue or sibilance. As you may know, when the high range when the upper frequencies or the treble is too boosted or too forward, you're gonna get listening fatigue. You're gonna get shrill sounds. You're gonna get sibilance, which is that exaggerated S sound. So that TAEC technology is meant to cut that and give you a smoother top end. So, how does this all come together for the sound of the Pathfinder? What I found, like my two immediate takeaways, were just really nice, deep, punchy bass, but with a really clear and crisp sound overall. You know, you might think of a headphone or IEM that's very bass oriented or bass heavy to sort of be exaggerated or to obscure other frequencies so that vocals and details are masked. And I really did not find that to be the case with the Pathfinder. Like I said, the sound is really crisp and it's peppy. It's lively. Now, I wanted to do a little comparative listening, so I opted to listen to the Legend X from Empire Ears. Now, the Legend X is also a hybrid design using balanced armatures and dynamic drivers, but they use 7 drivers instead of 5. Now, just a side note, when it comes to driver quantity, more does not necessarily equal better. It's just they use 7, they use 5. There's so many factors involved. When it comes to the Legend X has, informally been called like the bass king of the Empire Ears lineup. It is a bold and powerful sound. I would say that the Legend X bass hits harder than the Pathfinder. The Legend X has a little bit of a V-shaped curve to it where the bass is boosted, but also the treble is boosted, and then the mid-range is pulled back a little bit. On the Pathfinder, I don't hear any mid-range recession. In fact, the mid-range on the Pathfinder is really, really clear and prominent, and that helps, vocals to sound really crisp and clear and natural and emotional and all those great things. The Empire Ears goes for about $400 more than the Pathfinder, and with the Empire Ears, we do make a Dragon cable option. The 2-pin IEM Dragon cable will fit with the Legend X. Now, I did not have a Solaris X handy to listen to, but I did get my hands on the Solaris 2020. Both of those are versions of the original Solaris IEM from Campfire Audio. So listening to the Solaris just, to me, had a tamer sound than the Pathfinder. The Pathfinder, to me, was a little bit peppier, a little bit bolder. The Solaris 2020 is very crisp and smooth. There's not quite as much weight to the sound. So I want to just talk about comfort for a sec. When I first got my hands on the Pathfinder, I was like, with the metal, I was like, how is this going to feel in my ears? Obviously, this is the outside of the housing, but in my head, I don't know, just the pointy stainless steel, as cool as it looks, I just had this idea that they were going to feel heavy, awkward, or uncomfortable, and I could not have been more wrong. Not only did these fit my ears really well, but I really found them to be comfortable, like so much so that I put them in and I never had to reach up and adjust them. Just, I put them in and essentially forgot about them. So A+ on comfort. so to bring it on home, what I really love about the Pathfinder, in addition to its stunning good looks, is that it has the bass and slam for more rocking tracks, but you also get that mid-range clarity and presence, which helps to make vocal tracks and acoustic music sound really great, plus the smooth upper end. So I listen to a lot of classic rock, folk, bluegrass, jam band music, and I found that all of those genres sounded fabulous. I don't listen to so much jazz, but I think that the bottom end weight coupled with the smoother top end would make for a good jazz IEM, especially with a lot of like brass and more treble sounds. I think you'll get a nice smoothing there that could make jazz sound really great. And classical too. I think the slight bit of warmth that I get in that mid-range, I think, personally, I know that when I do listen to classical, I like a little bit of warmth and a little bit of smoothing of the top end, so things aren't quite as piercing. That's my personal opinion. But really, I think that this is a super versatile IEM that's going to sound great with a range of music. So that's my scoop on the new Pathfinder IEM from Astell&Kern and Campfire Audio. You can check out the written review, which we've linked in the description if you want a little more information. If you got any questions, we love to answer them. Leave us a comment below. And please don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our great content. Thanks so much for watching.